Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Churchill Phys Ed on the grill. Today we're going to make some bone-in barbecue chicken. So I'm just going to talk about a couple things before we get started. First of all, make sure you have a nice clean area to work with. Alright, so I've got a nice clean countertop. Next thing, I've cleaned out the grill, so I've just cooked some of if there's anything that's on there that needs to be kind of cooked off or scraped off, make sure you do that. And I'm going to preheat the grill to about 425-ish for what we're going to do today. All right, and then the last thing, I've kind of cleaned, washed the chicken off, and then patted them dry with a paper towel. All right, so all we need to do to prep this chicken is just put a little salt and pepper on. So I'm just going to use some sea salt. All right, just open it up here. Okay, I'm just going to use a little sea salt and season the chicken. All right, and a little bit of pepper as well. Okay, and then I'm just gonna flip this and do it on the other side. Okay, so I've flipped the drumsticks right here, and I'm just gonna season them again. Just again, a little salt and pepper. I got my little helper here. Okay, you don't need to put too much on there because we're going to put some barbecue sauce on in a little bit. So like I said, the barbecue is preheating to about 425. I've had the chicken sitting out at about room temperature. We defrosted it and then let it sit in the fridge and then took it out for about 30 minutes. It's easier to barbecue. You want to barbecue the chicken drumsticks here when they're at room temperature. It makes for a better cook when you're grilling them. So like I said before, these are drumsticks with the bone in. You can buy chicken without the bone in. I prefer the drumsticks this way. It's a better cook. It takes a little bit longer on the grill, but they're pretty delicious as opposed to chicken breasts or chicken thighs without the bone. So yeah, let's go get after it. Okay, so the grill's ready to go. So the next step here is to put the drumsticks with the skin down, and you're just gonna leave them. I cook them on the top rack. I don't put them right directly over the flame. That way you kind of reduce the risk of burning them. So I put them on the top rack, and then I'm going to put them skin down for 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna touch them. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. So chicken's in, classic Lethbridge. The sun came out, so I gotta put the sungees on now. And yeah, anyways, so the lid's closed and the drumsticks are gonna be on the top rack, skin down, for 15 minutes. All right, and while this is going on, like I said, the rice is in the rice cooker, and I'm gonna prep the broccoli. So with the meal, we're just gonna have some rice, so just in the rice cooker right here, and then I'm just going to cook up some baked broccoli. All right, so we're gonna have some chicken, some broccoli, and some rice for the meal. Okay, so for the broccoli, I've added a little cauliflower in here too. So this, just to be clear, this is frozen broccoli and cauliflower. And I'm cooking it from frozen. I'm gonna preheat the oven to about 400 degrees. I've put a little olive oil on here, and then we like to put a little Montreal steak spice on the broccoli. Kind of figured out that gem by accident, but it's delicious. And so we're gonna cook it at 400 degrees in the oven for about 12 minutes. Okay, so like I said, the chicken's on the barbecue, so I'm not gonna throw this in till a little bit later because we don't want this to cook and then sit there and be cold. But yeah, so it's 400 degrees, olive oil, Montreal steak, and it's gonna go in the oven for about 12 minutes. So the next thing to do is to get the barbecue sauce ready. So we got my guy Guy Fieri right here, his Kansas style barbecue sauce. It's delicious. We're a big fan of it. You can choose your own barbecue sauce. We're gonna get this ready to put on the chicken. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip the drumsticks over. So I got my grilling tongs. Just FYI, Raider Nation right here. I don't know, Raiders, go Raiders, Raider Nation. And I'm gonna flip them over, and then I'm going to start brushing the barbecue sauce onto the drumsticks. All right, so I'll take a picture and you can see what that looks like. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to brush the barbecue sauce onto the drumsticks, turning every 5 minutes or so. So every 5 minutes, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a brush of the barbecue sauce. That's gonna create a nice caramelized coat on the drumsticks, giving it that nice flavor, okay, and a little bit of crispiness. And yeah, I'm gonna do that for 30 minutes, turning every 5 minutes, okay, brushing the barbecue sauce on there. So we're getting closer to the chicken being done. So I got the oven started, gonna preheat it, and then I'll throw the cauliflower and broccoli in there for 12 minutes. All right, so chicken's all done. It's been out there for about 40 minutes. Like I said, every grill is a little different. That's kind of the beauty of grilling. That's why I kind of love it so much, is because every barbecue is a little bit different. It might cook a little bit different than your neighbors, but it was about 425 for about, I think I ended up cooking it for about 37, 38 minutes. One thing I didn't mention earlier is it's easier to brush the barbecue sauce on if it's in a bowl. I thought that was common sense, but thought I'd mention it right now. But yeah, chicken's done, broccoli's done, rice is done, and we're ready to eat. So hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, thanks for watching.